This week on Berkshire News Now, we visit the Agriculture Festival in Adams. We speak to faculty in MCLA to see how they're preparing for first days. We taste traditional Greek food and Christo's famous pizza. North Adams residents talk to us during the downtown celebration. State Representative John Barrett talks about his first legislative session. And Motoroma is back with more cars this year. That's all coming up next in Berkshire News Now.
Hello and welcome to Berkshire News Now. I'm Karen Canella. With summer almost ending, colleges everywhere are seeing students come back for the fall semester. On September 3rd, Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts will be welcoming approximately 425 new students to campus. 275 of those students are freshmen and the other 100 are 50 transfer students. Most students are arriving from New York and Massachusetts, and many of them have attended summer programs at the college, including Lead Academy, STEM Academy. The class of 2022 is also one of the most diverse groups the college has had, according to Gina Puck, Dean of Enrollment and Management. 30% of the students are either of African American, Asian American, Latin American, or Native American descent. We welcome these new learners on Berkshire counties and wish them good luck on their new school year. Desperado's owner Pete Olesquez was recently under fire after racist comments he made in 2005 surfaced online on a Tumblr page called Stop North Adams Hate. The page posted screenshots of Olesquez wishing death upon former U.S. President Barack Obama, making racist remarks towards blacks, Mexicans, and Muslims, and Olesquez also mentions the murder of Trayvon Martin in his post. Olesquez was the running for Berkshire Newcomer of the Year, withdrew his nomination after his social media past surfaced. Olesquez recently told the Berkshire Eagle that he admits to his mistakes and that he is a different person now. The Agriculture Festival in North Adams is the town's annual summer event. This year, a rodeo was added to the festival for the first time, and we were able to watch the action.
Horses, vendors, and a rodeo was all part of this year's agriculture fair in Adams. The fair included food, drinks, music, and a competition between cowgirls and cowboys. It kicked off on August 3rd and ended on August 5th. Each day had a different activity that citizens had the opportunity to participate in. The highlight of the three-day fair was the rodeo, one of this year's new feature in the fair. Berkshire County residents from everywhere were excited to see the rodeo. Debbie McGarrell, a Cheshire resident, was visiting the fair for the first time and expressed to us what she was most excited about.
I'm looking forward to the rodeo, like petting all the animals.
The rodeo began with cowgirls honoring the United States of America. The girls rode in their horses, waving the American flag before the competitions began. The competitions were to see how long the cowboys could ride a horse before falling off, and cowgirls had to compete to see how fast they rode their horse. Guest performers were also invited to the rodeo, where they showed their tricks to the public. The crowd was in awe at the tricks the cowboy had. The rodeo was one of the most successful events the Agriculture Fair had this year. Many look forward to next year's rodeo, and a larger crowd is expected. Berkshire News Now, Karen Canella.
Fresh Grass returns on September 14th through the 16th. The family-friendly festival brings 4 different stages of talented performers on a brick-lined courtyard and grassy fields. The event is in Mass Mocha and offers different activities depending on the day. Various new artists are included in the celebrations. Tickets are now available on www.massmocha.org. The city of North Adams now has its first fuel hybrid vehicle. The vehicle is a Hyundai Ioniq Blue and will be used for inspection services and for city-approved travels. Mayor Thomas Bernard said that the vehicle is a reliable option for long-distance travels since most conferences happen outside of North Adams. The vehicle is expected to last 9 years before it has to be replaced. Bernard says the vehicle is essential for the city and will be very helpful for city employees. The John Georgi Basketball Summer League has come to an end. In the women's division, Teddy's Pizza won the championships by defeating the Hoosick women 40-30. In the men's division, the Outlook Builders defeated Pizza House 58-50. Khalil Paul scored 2 points, and both David Bedell and Brandon Cardona each had 10 for the win. Deshaun Hamlet and Holly Steinman were named most valuable players in the final. The John Georgi congratulates all teams for their efforts and hard work. The new school year is shortly approaching for MCLA students. The college has been preparing for the arrival of the new incoming class and returning students. Julia Teixeira finds out what happens during the first days of the college.
MCLA is buzzing with excitement as the new students will be moving in this weekend. And I got a preview of what's to come with the First Days program. As part of a long-standing tradition at MCLA, the First Days program formally introduces new students to the campus. Celia Norcross, the Assistant Dean of Student Development and Engagement, gave me a rundown of what the new students will look forward to.
Students have a different schedule this year where it comes to a variety of programs. So day one is still the traditional move-in. So pretty much the whole day they spend moving in, getting settled into the residence halls, meeting their RAs, talking to their community members on their floors and residence areas. Our traditional Playfair event at night, which is this large program, team building activities that students get to interact at a high level with each other, is still occurring. So that's going to happen on Sunday night. Very high energy, again, an interaction with a lot of different people in your class, and there's also a smaller interaction for those who like that more intimate, quiet conversation type of experience. Monday, the schedule's a little different. Some new programs this year. On Monday morning, we have the kickoff of the day with President Burge, Vice President Holbrook, Dr. McDonald Dennis, and also our new VP of Academic Affairs. Then we move into an academic session where students will be broken up by their peer advisors. They get to meet their peer advisor for the first time. They get brought to an academic session. And then the last two parts of the day portion is this experience that we're going to do these mystery bus tours.
Norcross, who has seen many other First Days programs in the past, recounts her favorite moments.
Oh, geez, I have a couple of favorite parts. Convocation is one of my favorites. I love that experience of students walking through the gates for the first time. It's really kind of meaningful and really impacts students on being officially welcomed into the academic world.
Norcross ends with giving advice to this new incoming class.
I would just say to be open. Be open to meeting new people, be open to doing something new and adventurous, be open to having conversations with your faculty, staff, and students. I think people forget that the college years are the years that you learn the most about yourself, and they go by so quickly. So not participating in days like First Days or activities on campus that help you open up to that experience, help you open up to those in your community, is really a detriment to you. So come ready to get engaged, come ready to be involved, and more importantly, be open to all these experiences, be involved, and just get in there and do it.
Things kick off with the First Days program when the new students move in on September 2nd. And for all students, classes will resume September 5th. And for Berkshire News Now, I'm Julia Teixeira.
In Clarksburg, Elizabeth Betty Pranguber turned 100 years old. Pranguber celebrated her birthday with her friends and family. State Representative John Barrett III was also in the party and gave Pranguber a certificate from the State House of Representatives. At age 80, Pranguber toured Italy, and at 90 years old, she was driving and volunteering at the hospital and nursing home. Pranguber told Berkshires that she doesn't have any specific advice to living longer, but that laughing does help a lot. Happy birthday, Elizabeth. On Thursday, August 30th, Down Street Arts is having their signature DSA event. The event is an Art Walk Street Festival, and this month's theme is dogs. There will be a feature of a new rotation of exhibition galleries, new music and artworks, and a few dog-themed and friendly surprises from Dow Street Arts. The event will be from 5 to 8 p.m. in 51 Main Street. On Saturday, September 29th, the Northeast Golf Performance is giving residents the opportunity to sample TrackMan technology and the new virtual golf, and a course practice feature from TrackMan. Complimentary food and drinks and more information on the off-season program information will be available during the event. The event will be from 5 to 7 p.m. For more information, visit Northeast Golf Performance on Facebook. Independent consultant Mary Nash is coming to town on September 25th. Nash will be leading a workshop about the use of surveys. The workshop will be on how surveys as a tool for nonprofits to see how effective their organizations and program is. Participants will also be able to learn how to write good questions, analyze results, report findings, and use data for change. The workshop will be held in the Downtown Design Lab and will be from 9:30 to 12 p.m. Tickets are available. The Downtown Celebration is an annual event that brings vendors from all over North Adams to downtown North Adams. This year, we visited the celebration and spoke to Berkshire County residents.
Performances, vendors, and food were part of this year's Downtown Celebration. The annual event brings residents closer together to celebrate the end of the summer. The celebration fills the streets of downtown North Adams with community members interested in enjoying the best things that the city has to offer.
I'm not sure I'll be doing the walk of shame. Looking around the room, I'm searching for a clue. Saying to myself, girl, what did you do? My shirt is on.
Celebrators tell us about what they enjoy most from the event.
My favorite part is seeing Studio North, and they're one of the local dance studios, and it's just really nice to see like a community member like that, like Jessica, coming out here and doing such amazing things for the community.
I think Downtown Celebration is awesome because it brings a lot of different parts of the community together, like kind of the higher end, like Mass Mocha, and then the local high schools, all the restaurants. It's really a great community event.
My favorite part about Downtown Celebration is seeing all the people that come out, that there are still a lot of people here in North Adams and they care. And the other thing I love is seeing all the people I've learned to know. I've only been here for about 3 years, and already I know lots of people.
It's the people you haven't seen in a long time. It's almost like they're the package, and all of a sudden they open up the gates and here's everybody you know. So you're one of the old friends and new friends.
The community, I think the community is great. Everybody coming together just for this. Thousands of people down here enjoying themselves.
All the people and just like being around them. Same as her.
Representative John Barrett, who started the celebration 20 years ago, tells us what the best part for him is.
We could celebrate all the renovations that happened, the period lighting, the flowers and everything else, and the new sidewalks. And so that's what's special to me. Come back every year and know that something I started is still going on. And of course, Jack's hot dogs aren't bad, and the French fries and all the good food that are down here. And it's great to see people.
Batman was also amongst the special guests at the event and told us why he joined this year's celebration.
I'm always there when people need to be smiled, and I'm going to be there for everybody.
Every year, the Downtown Celebration brings a large crowd of residents from all over Berkshire County. It's a reminder to most of the beauty that the Berkshire brings and the importance of connecting with neighbors.
Christo's Famous Pizza has celebrated a decade in North Adams. The pizza restaurant offers homemade Greek food to its customers, and the owner, Mary, told us all about the successful business.
Christo's Famous Pizza on Holden Street is a 10-year business that sells more than just pizza. The business has a variety of options for their customers, with food ranging from pizzas to homemade Greek food. Mary, the owner of the restaurant, added Greek food when she learned that customers kept returning to the store not just for the pizza but for Greek specialties.
I tried at the beginning putting Greek food slowly, so I see that people were interested in it, so I'll keep adding other things there.
Mary tells us about the foods that keep customers coming back for more.
People are really interested on the Greek salad with the spinach pie, the gyros, the souvlaki, the moussaka, tiropita, which is cheese pies.
Christo's Famous Pizza is a family-owned restaurant that brings unique foods to North Adams.
Not a stranger to the pizza industry, Mary has been in the business since 1964 with her family and has brought all of her prior experiences to North Adams, using fresh produce and working long hours to make sure that the food is perfect for her customers.
Well, we've been in pizza business since 1964. So we really use the experience to try to bring the best in North Adams. I use good products. I make fresh dough every day, and I take personal care of every customer, so make sure that this food is good, perfect.
Mary's care for her customers is part of what makes the restaurant special. The restaurant is filled with paintings of Greece so that customers could feel as if they're in her home in Greece.
I'm always here from 10 in the morning till 10 at night. I really make them feel at home. We try to have a nice environment, nice clean place, and take good care of them. So the customers walk around, look at the pictures, and try to ask questions, try to feel the Greek environment.
Christo's famous pizza looks forward to bringing in more Greek delights in the future and welcomes customers to the business. Berkshire News Now, Karen Canella.
State Representative John Barrett III recently completed his first legislative session. Barrett shared the outcome of his first session and his future plans as a state representative. Can you tell me about your last 9 months in the legislature and how it's been?
Well, it's been an adjustment process, to say the least. Coming out of the executive branch of government, after being mayor for 26 years, the adjustment going into the legislative side of things was difficult at the beginning, but I seem to be adjusting to it quite well and understanding it's a different form of government. It doesn't move as quickly as sometimes I'd like to see it, but I am finding a niche there, and I think I can be very helpful to the area.
I know that you believe in the educational funding and workforce training. Can you tell me what are some of the actions you're taking to help develop these new programs to better help train employees?
Well, I think the most important thing is that we have to listen to our local employers in not only the northern Berkshire area, but also Berkshire County. What they're basically saying is that we need funds to help us train employees for our positions that are open there. That we would do the training and that the funding for the first 9 months of their salary, for instance, would be covered by programs that are coming in at the state level as well as the federal level, with the employer also having to contribute with health insurance. So I think if we can develop programs such as this, we're going to see a workforce that's going to be well trained by the employers. It's going to save them hundreds of thousands of dollars in costs, and it certainly would replace some of our antiquated programs which now exist out there and just don't meet the needs of Berkshire County.
You haven't been able to do as much as you want because of the legislations that have been already filed and debated. Can you tell me about some of the plans you have for when you get more settled as a representative?
Well, right now we're in the process of going through some of the things that we will be filing legislation on. One of the most annoying is the consumer one, which deals with our so-called robocalls out there. We have to do something about it. We know that a lot of the regulations that to fix this could come at the federal level from the FCC, but they don't seem to want to do anything about it. We have a problem which they call spoofing out there, basically where these so-called scam companies are coming in, stealing people's phone numbers, using it to call people as they go out there and do their telemarketing. This is stealing of one's identity. We believe, and I say we in the legislature, believe that the Attorney General can address this because it is identity theft, and that's one way we have to look at it. I think another concern of mine, and we've already talked about it, is education. But I'd like to see some innovative things come to us in the state, starting to talk about the teaching of computer science and making it part of our curriculum throughout the state of Massachusetts. And what that simply means is that we start with with it being part of our curriculum starting as early as the first grade in our school systems. These kids today, and I guess I can count you among one of them, are much smarter than we are. They know how to handle technology, but let's start teaching them what's behind it. You know, we've made our society right now computer literate in understanding of that. It's now that we understand what's behind the scenes, what's it's all about. That would be very helpful in preparing our future workforce for the jobs which I think are coming in the years ahead.
Well, you were a big advocate for residents when cable company Spectrum decided to breach their contract with the city. Can you tell me the latest on what is currently happening with Spectrum?
Well, outside of making us all sad, I think what we're trying to do with Spectrum basically is to make them honor their commitment and agreements that they made to the communities in northern Berkshire as well as Berkshire County. What has happened is that they have acted with arrogance and total disregard for the people. They promised us in 2016 that they would continue with the same programming, the same types of service that Time Warner had. based on that, all of the communities in Berkshire County approved the transfer of their license from Time Warner to Spectrum. They haven't kept one promise in all of this. They've continued to raise rates, they've taken channels away from us, and equally important is that they have not met the challenge of providing us with the best broadband service. This county is not going to grow unless we have a broadband service that can rival any place in the country. It's key to our future economic growth, but Spectrum is totally disregarded. I think another disappointment that I feel is that the Attorney General has not stepped into this and basically gone after him the same way that they have in the state of New York for deceptive business practices. I think I'm disappointed also that the state of Massachusetts, through the Department of Telecommunications and Cable, has not been more aggressive as they have been in the state of New York, where they're similar type of organization. The state organization there has basically booted them out of the state. They have to do those things. You know, there's been a lot of things that thrown out there as to how we fix the problem. The only way we're going to fix the problem, I believe, is through competition. The only way we're going to have competition in here is to start looking at a publicly owned broadband type of service for the entire Berkshire County area. Where's the money going to come from that? We don't know, but at least the state could give us some money to take a look, undertake a study to determine what the costs are. That would get Spectrum's attention, that would bring competition to this area, and that would result in what I believe would be a strong competitive area where it would benefit people as well as businesses and be a job creator.
Thank you so much.
Glad to be with you.
On August 22nd, a 19-year-old male was shot early in the morning in Mountain State Forest. State police responded to a reported shooting in a wooded area in New Lenox Road early on Tuesday morning. When police arrived, a young male was found with life-threatening injuries. The victim was immediately transported to Berkshire Medical Center in Pittsfield, where he's still recovering from injuries. Kevin Nieves was soon arrested shortly after 3 p.m. and was charged with 1 count of armed assault with intent to murder, 1 count of illegal possession of firearm, 1 count of kidnapping, and 1 count of assault and battery. The shooting is still under investigation. On the second Sunday of every month, there is a free clinic for cats and dogs in the First Baptist Church in Bennington. The Help a Pet clinic does not require any appointments to bring in your pet. The clinic treats minor illnesses, wounds, or injuries, wellness exams, vaccinations, and parasites. The program welcomes pets from families who do not have the funds to go to a veterinarian, including people who are eligible for Medicaid, 3 squares, fuel assistance, or Meals on Wheels. The time slot to visit the clinic is from 6 p.m. to 4. If you're interested, make sure to visit. On Monday, August 20th, a cannabis company spoke to Adams officials about treating a potential conservation facility. Art Babayan of Natique, president of LC Square, told officials that he feels welcomed in Adams and that creating conservation facility can be a win-win situation for both his business and the company. The town. The company has looked at potential sites for the facility and are planning to purchase 173 Ashton Street. Babayan plans to renovate the 36,000 square foot building and is currently in the application process for the state and hopes to open in 2019. Babayan also plans to make a one-time donation to the town of $5,000 towards drug education. LC Square will hold a community outreach meeting before the town signs a host community agreement. The date is not yet confirmed. On September 1st from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Choral Therapies is offering a one-day aromatherapy workshop. The workshop will teach participants how to use plants to ease common ailments naturally. Organic materials will also be used for earners to make their own products to take home. Prices are now available online. For more information, visit One Day Aromatherapy on Facebook. In Williamstown, the Clark Institute offers a free community education program designed for people with Alzheimer's. Visitors will be welcome at 2:30 on Monday when the museum is closed to the public for an hour of viewing and discussion of artworks. To register, call 413-458-0563. The Eastern State Exposition, also known as the Big E, is the 7th largest agriculture fair in the nation and is almost here. The dates will be from September 14th to September 30th. The festival celebrates hundreds of vendors and activities for participants to do. Agriculture activities will be open to visitors early in the morning in the Mallory Complex, and ticket prices are subject to change. Advanced purchase admission tickets will be acceptable for submission day. Midway rides, exhibits, games, and admissions to paid concerts at the Xfinity Arena are not included with a general admission ticket. The Biggie invites all members to bring their families and friends for some fun. A new 48-room hotel opened in North Adams. The tourist hotel property is described by hotel management as a union of design and nature. The hotel is home to woodland trails, riverbands, vistas, and sculptural installations, and more. Organic materials are used in the rooms for furniture and bedding. The hotel prides itself in connecting visitors with their vacation while serving as a base camp for exploration and adventure. The luxury hotel was recently featured in Vogue magazine as one of the new best scenes the Berkshire has to offer. Motoroma is North Adams' famous annual car show. The show brings crowds from out of state each year, and we have more on what happens when beautiful classic cars are put on display.
Motoroma is North Adams' annual famous car show that happens at the end of every summer. The show brings classic cars from everywhere and a car-loving crowd. Some even traveled outside of state to make sure they don't miss out on this year's show. Car owners and car lovers tell us where they're coming from.
I'm from Whitman, Mass.
I'm Pittsfield, Massachusetts.
Hopewell Junction, New York.
From Northfield, Massachusetts.
Savoy, Mass. New Jersey.
Car owners explain to us what the model of their car is.
It's an 87 Jeep Cherokee. I own it 31 years.
It's a Chevy 05 SSR, 400 horsepower, and it had a custom paint job put on it to break up the car a little bit.
It's American Motors 1963 Rambler convertible. There were about 3,300 of these built.
It's a Mercedes SLK 230.
Okay, this is a 1987 Pontiac Fiero GT.
Some even say what they enjoy most about bringing their cars to the show.
I like the car shows when I first started, and I like, I shop around, I look around other buddy people, and I go around different towns and check it out, see how it is. I like the show so far. It's my first time here.
It's just kind of a fun hobby to meet a lot of your friends, and of course at my age a lot of my friends aren't here anymore. But it's still nice to get out and see the crowd and see the different cars.
It's just the people and getting to meet all of the other car owners, and as well as the just the variety of cars that you see, from new to very old to customized and fully restored. It's just great.
I love being at this show. This is just awesome. I love the cars.
I won top 12 here 3-4 years ago.
Oh, this has been fantastic. The cars are beautiful. The people have been great. And it's a beautiful drive up here for anything in Western Mass.
Car lovers also tell us why they love Motoroma.
The cars, nostalgia, the old cars, and brings it back to a place when it was a lot simpler.
And I have 4 brothers who had probably the same car that I've seen here. They each had the same type of car back then. It's beautiful.
I come here a lot because I won a nice trophy years ago.
I think it's good to see the different models, different varieties, and they're in such good condition. That basically excites me, and the colors are pretty awesome. The maintenance is just above all. But that's pretty much a nice of an experience.
All the antique cars. I mean, come on, you don't get to see it's history.
Seeing all the different cars, there's so many different older cars and trucks and all different colors, huh?
Seeing the cars.
Most even share what their favorite car was.
There's a green GTO back that way. That was my favorite. I love the green color.
I probably like the Pontiac, that old Jaguar. So few of them, even some of the Fords as well. That's awesome.
Yep, Jaguar is my favorite, which is up right there. So we had a couple of snaps there.
Oh, that three-window Ford Coupe that we saw walking in, the red one. It's absolutely drop-dead gorgeous.
The Chevelle Super Sport.
Very nice.
That's my favorite.
I have a couple. I didn't quite get the name of them, but there's so many. They're all beautiful.
Motoroma brings cars and neighbors together. The event reminds residents that some of the best things can come from sharing one common interest. Berkshire News Now, Karen Canella.
Mayor Thomas Bernard and residents were in a heated discussion on Tuesday's City Council meeting. Bernard had submitted an amended ordinance to the City Council that removes the Commission's control on approving public art installations. The Commission's current chairman, Julian Dixon, explained that giving the power to only the mayor to make decisions on public art can be threatening if a future mayor does not want to make those decisions in the future. Bernard stated that his reasoning for removing the Commission's control is because there is confusion about the role of the Public Arts Commission, particularly when it is about art installations. Most councilors also disagree with the ordinance, but Councilor Wilkinson pointed out that councilors couldn't make their minds up before the ordinance is even reviewed. Bernard thanked the public and officials for expressing their concerns, but he says he sees it more as a procedural matter rather than a contractual matter. On September 11th, a parent-child 7-week swimming class starts in the Williams Inn. The classes will focus on water acclimation through song and water play to enhance the child and parent bond. The classes will begin at 5:30 and mandates parents to put swimming diapers on their toddlers if they are not yet potty trained. If you are interested, visit to register. That concludes our last show of the series of the summer episodes. We would like to thank the Bernstein Multicultural Internship Award for making this internship possible in collaboration with MCLA TV and NBCTC. It has been a valuable and an educational experience for me personally, and one that I will always remember fondly. We thank our audience members for watching and supporting the show. Like always, make sure to follow Berkshire News Now on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook to view our episodes.